Welcome to Beyond the Prep, a podcast dedicated to providing information and insights into the bodybuilding sport. This podcast covers a wide range of topics from finding a coach to the struggling of competing, nutrition, supplements, cost, and much more. I'll be talking with competitors so you can hear their stories, judges, coaches. If you're interested in sharing your story, send me a note at skapach40@gmail.com. Welcome to Beyond the Prep. I'm your host, Sherrie. Today I'd like to welcome Robert Craig. He's a competitor, just finished competing at the beginning of June. Yeah. So welcome. Thank you for taking the time for coming. So you just finished one in June. How was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
I placed top 5.
Wonderful.
So moving on to qualify to compete again next year.
Oh, good. Good. And you did one in Calgary?
Yes, 2 weeks prior I did one in Calgary. I placed first in
Wonderful.
Calgary.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what got you into the sport of bodybuilding?
Oh, I've been bodybuilding or going to the gym since I was like 15 years old.
Oh, okay.
So probably about 10, 11 years ago, when someone approached me at the gym and said, you should compete.
Okay.
So actually, and this lady actually gave me, the next time I seen her at the gym, she actually gave me her card. She says, contact this lady, the coach. Why? She's just contact her, have a chat. So I said, fine, I talked to her, went and met with her, and then that was kind of it. My first competition, way back when, Muscle Beach here in Edmonton. And then that's where the addiction.
That's when it started.
That's when it all started. I was like, I competed my first show, 150 pounds. I was tiny, and I did Physique way back in ABA days.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did a few other shows, and then they came out with Classic Physique, so I switched to Classic Physique. And then I've been Classic Physique ever since.
So what's the difference between the Classic Physique and just Physique?
So Physique is boy shorts. So they're just
Okay.
more so looking for the beach body. Right?
Oh, okay.
The Classic Physique kind of brings back to the Arnold days.
Okay.
Where it's all the classic look, balance, all about balance. Your upper section is a match your bottom section. You can't be massive. It's a height and weight restriction.
Okay.
Classic Physique.
Okay.
I tried out bodybuilding. I didn't like it so much.
No.
And yeah, it's good, but you need to be so big.
Oh, okay.
And I
Just size.
Yeah.
Size.
So
Okay.
I really enjoy the classics, and I enjoy the classic look.
Mm-hmm.
So because that's kind of the look you can walk on.
Right. Right. So when you were given this card, did you know anything about bodybuilding at that time when they said you should compete?
Yes, I went to a show way back when,
Okay.
but I wasn't really. I guess it wasn't kind of top of my list.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to the gym just to maintain and look good,
Mm-hmm.
right? But yeah, introduced this world, and I really didn't even realize this world existed. And it's a small world. Like it's a small little, and it's once you're in it, it's like you start to know everyone. You start to know people and people to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting.
It's a great community.
It's a
They're
very great
supportive.
community, right?
right?
And going to the shows, everyone's always very supportive.
Yeah.
Especially in that backstage too.
Yeah, for sure. So now what you know now, what do you wish you knew then that you know
Well,
now?
I wish I would have done it sooner.
Oh, is that right?
Well, because now I'm 45 now. So it's tougher to gain muscle.
Mhm.
It's harder to compete. And if I want to compete in opens, which I do, it's harder to compete against the young guys, right?
Right.
It's still challenging because I want to beat them.
Yeah.
But if I would have started 10 years sooner, then I probably would have been
Yeah.
maybe in program. But everything happens for a reason, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that's if I can take it, if I can go back, I would
Younger.
younger.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have any struggles? Like, do you have, like, what would you find was the hardest?
My legs.
Yeah.
Building my legs. So that's probably and that's why I went to Physique. Because I didn't have the legs, so like in Physique, you wear board shorts, you kind of hide the legs.
Yeah.
And then when you focus on it, it's all about upper body. Right?
Yeah.
When I moved to Classic Physique, then I started really focusing on my legs. And my legs is just my build. It's been challenging no matter what.
Yeah.
right? So, and even my last competition, I could have placed better if my rates were that much bigger. Right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's been my biggest challenge, and will continue to be my biggest challenge. So, but it's a challenge I'm willing to face.
Yeah. Yeah. Power through it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. May take a little longer, but
Yeah,
you
like
get
I'm
there.
doing weights 3 days a week, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just pounding them out. Trying
Yeah.
to grow.
Yeah. Wow. That's great. So if someone came to you that was considering bodybuilding, what's the best piece of advice you could give?
It's a journey. They need to be willing to make sure that they have the ability to be dedicated. And it's a huge sacrifice, right? Because I'm eating chicken and rice with my family when they're having family dinner. I go out with them at a restaurant and I'll pull out my meal or I'll order something and I'll bring up my scale. So you gotta be willing to sacrifice those little things. And obviously you still need to make time for family,
Yeah.
but you gotta make those concessions, right? Because it only takes one, it doesn't take much to fall off the regular.
Yeah.
Especially when you're prepping for a show.
Absolutely.
It's 4 long, hard months. And depending especially where you're coming from, and even if I'm conditioned starting to prep, it's still difficult, right? Because you want to go out, you want to go to have fun with your friends, but you still can, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Like we want to go camping.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just the same.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. True. Like your social life is limited to what you can actually.
And then your
handle.
energy levels, right? So just especially when you get closer, you don't have the energy to just do it.
Right. Yeah.
So just being prepared for
What's ahead.
what's ahead.
Yeah.
But I think it's awesome once you get the addiction of the stage, being on there, it's like 30 seconds or a minute. That's what just does it all.
Yeah.
And I think
That's the icing on the cake.
That's
put
the
it that
icing
way,
on the
right?
cake, right? When you get up there and you're like, yeah.
And you get off that stage and you say, give me that icing from that cake.
And then you're like, I want to do it again. Even
Right?
though
What's
the
next?
day before you're like, I don't want to do this again. After that, you're like, I want to do it again.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what's next, coach?
Yeah,
Right?
pretty much. It's like, and then that's exactly what I said to my coach too. I said, okay, what do we got to do to prepare for next year? Right?
Yeah. It's always good to have a plan.
Yeah. Well, and it's a goal, right? And that's the biggest thing. If you're just maintaining, it's great if you're maintaining, but if you have a goal in front of you, then it gives you something to drive. And that's, I guess that's just like too.
Yeah.
You have goals.
For sure. For sure. So I understand you and your fiance were prepping together.
Yes.
So how is that in your household when both of you are doing this?
I think there's 2 ways of looking at it. Like one, it's great to have the support, right? Because I've been in relationships before and there was no support. And this is cheesies in front of you, and that's really difficult. When you have the support, it's awesome and amazing. But obviously it's the mood swings.
Yeah.
Because, so I'm harder to deal with. She would probably agree too, especially closer to prep, closer to a stage.
Okay.
So she has to have patience, but because she understands prep,
right,
that's much easier.
Right.
If you don't understand what prep is like, that's usually would probably end the relationship, because there's days that
you can barely stand yourself some days. So I know,
exactly.
but speaking for myself, I'm like,
So I definitely appreciate the fact that we're doing it together, and I honestly, looking back, I wouldn't do it any other way. Yeah. Wow. Because it's just because you're there together, experiencing meal prepping, right? It's like, well, I'm gonna go still. We're doing it together, right? We're gonna meal prep together. We're gonna make the sacrifices together. So there's not that bickering about what we can and can't do. Right. Because we can't do it together.
We're both stuck here, so
exactly.
Let's get
exactly. So that's definitely it. I wouldn't do it any, and I've been there.
Yeah.
So I've been both ways, and just doing it together.
Much better. Because if you're not involved, you don't know unless you are. Like you can't even explain it to someone.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
Right?
Until you know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, even in my work, they're bringing in all this stuff, and I'm like, you guys are killing me. And they're like, can't you have? And I'm like, no, I can't. So.
Well, and at the end, that happens at work, right? Everyone.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's like as soon as they know, like the people will bring it by my office and. What I got wrong.
No idea.
I mean, seriously, do you even know what I'm going through now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's hard. Like, you better be an artist in some way.
Yeah, and you know, my work, I always bring treats for everyone every day. So there's always treats every time I go in the lunchroom. Like, you get food. There's like a whole table of.
You get frustrated with that? I know I was. I was getting resentful.
Yeah, as I'm getting closer to the stage, I'm like, can you guys just like put someone else?
Yeah.
I'm moving the microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, well, on that note, I want to thank you for coming. It's been great. And next time you're on stage, just hopefully I can get you on podcast again. Get your experience from your next competition.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. I want to thank my guest today and my listeners for joining me at Beyond the Prep. If you like this episode and want to make sure you don't miss any others, please subscribe. You can also find us on YouTube.